that bone right. Yep. That bone wants to come right out. I gotta leave it in though for dramatic effect. All right, see what this looks like. Welcome back. Been wanting to do this for a very long time. This is a nice 4-pound piece of beef short rib. Gonna get it put on the smoker today. I'm gonna cook it at 275. I'm gonna try to cook it on the bottom rack today instead of up higher. Just from research I've been doing and everything, people have been saying sometimes the heat obviously is gonna rise, so as it gets up there and gets sucked out of that vent in the back of the smoker, it may be hotter there. I've never ran a probe there, so I'm gonna run a probe on that top spot today and one down low and kind of see what the temperature differences is from the bottom rack up to the top one, and just kind of go from there and see how it goes. But 4-bone piece, 4 pounds, gonna get it started. Gonna get this rub down today with the rub that I make. It's got a bunch of good stuff in it. I've explained that a few times, so go back and check the other videos to find out what's exactly in it. But it's a perfect blend of sweet, spice, you know, salt, pepper, all the good stuff. I'm gonna do like I usually do. A little bit of olive oil on top, not too much. And I just skimmed the top of this when I trimmed it. I didn't take a bunch of fat off. It does cook for quite a long time. I'm assuming this is gonna take probably 6 hours to cook. Gonna cook it to about 185 or so, just on the smoke, and then bump it, or sorry, leave the temperature the same, but what I'm gonna do is wrap it in butcher paper just to finish it off and see how it turns out. I've never done one before. If you guys have done one before, I don't even know if 4 pounds is a good size. Not sure. It's got a pretty decent amount of meat on top. Sometimes I see the ones in restaurants or on different channels and they're super thick, so maybe that's why they were on sale for $8.99 a pound. But you got a pretty good deal on it at this local butcher shop here in town called Fairway Market. It used to be called McConaughey's. It always has really good meat there. So get this thing rubbed down. Just the top and the sides. I'm not gonna worry about the bottom at all. This skin on bottom, they say leave it on, because when you cook it, when you can poke through that with no resistance, then you know you're getting pretty close to being good to go. Very similar, obviously, to cooking a brisket. Temperature-wise and everything, and bringing it up to temp inside. So then somewhere in that 195 to 203 range, really just depending on what kind of cooker you're using. Just a little more, might as well. Good. That'll do it. About to put this on. Been going 275 now for about 15 minutes. I want to make sure that it's holding steady and everything I put in there is good. I put in the burn side here, I did a little bit of charcoal on the bottom, and I stood up, I split a hickory log that was about as long as this cutting board into 3 pieces lengthwise, and I got it stuck down in there. A little bit of cherry wood, and then I layered in some more charcoal, and then one more piece of hickory coming to the top, and one more piece of cherry, and then the rest is all of this this Cowboy brand charcoal. This big bag from Costco is like 20 bucks, and it's freaking lasted me like probably four smokes and maybe 5 grilling sessions in here, you know, cooking hot steaks and burgers and stuff like that. So I tried to run this probe here to see what the temperature was going to be up top, a little bit different, but of course it doesn't work. Sometimes those things just crap out and they're just pieces of shit. So anyway, I'm not going to be doing that today, obviously, but I am going to get this put on. You can see this is a pretty good cut of meat. Got the 4-bone section, get it all rubbed down, ready to go. So we're gonna put it on 275 right now. I think it's about 11:30, so hopefully this is done in time to eat about 7 o'clock tonight, but we'll see. All right, let's get it put on here. My wife says I say all right a lot. That's okay though. I'm gonna scrape that down real quick. Take that chunk off. So when I grill on here, this side over here This section seems to be the hottest. You know, that manifold runs all the way down and there's all those holes there. So I'm gonna try to put this thing right on there today, since it's a little bit cooler than the other side. And hopefully it turns out awesome. We will see. Gonna do a quick check here. It's been an hour and a half. Rocking at 270. And if you look at the thermometer here, the one I put in, the Lava Lock one from Amazon, it's holding right about 250, 260 range. So not too far off. The meat's down low, and then this is a little higher, obviously. So it's probably close, but I think still in the back here, here comes the back end where the smoke's coming out, getting sucked out the back. It would probably be hotter there, but I can't tell. As you can tell, it's pretty bright out here today. So let's take a peek at it. Getting some good color on it. Already getting some separation on the bones there too. That's a good sign. So we're rocking here good. I'm not gonna spray it or anything yet. Maybe just this little front spot. Maybe that back spot too. Just a little bit, nothing crazy. Same as the last regular ribs I did. This is just water, apple cider vinegar, and apple juice, all equal parts. Maybe I'll put my sunglasses on next time so I'm not squinting like this. Anyway, looking pretty good. I'm just gonna let it keep going. So here we are at the 2 hour mark, and getting a lot of separation already coming out of that thinner side over there. And some pretty good over here on this side. So what I think I'm gonna do, check that. So it's already 1:45 at 2 hours. It's kind of rocking a little too fast. So I'm gonna turn the temperature down probably to 240, 230, and then just keep checking it. I might even rotate this here in a minute. That tastes good. So I'm gonna give it a turn, give it a spray, let it keep going. Here we are, 3 hour mark, currently sitting right at 240. Been going pretty good. Had to put the shades on, you know, look a little cooler. This shirt cool. Dog we adopted, we got this from the person who makes these, so if you're into that kind of stuff, look it up. Anyway, looks like we're sitting right around 240. Ooh, look at him juicing now, boy. Looking pretty good. A lot of separation. I'm gonna poke it in the middle. It's already tender too. Sitting right at 178. Can you see that glare on there? Not too bad. Figure when it gets about 185, yeah, they're already getting real tender too. As soon as they get to 185, I'm gonna wrap them up and let them finish off. They'll whip to probably 195 or 203. Quick little spray, just on the edges though. Whoop. There we go. A little more. That ought to do it. Come back in, I bet in 1 more hour, it's gonna be sitting right around 190. That's when I'm gonna wrap them up and just let them sit. Should be good though. Looking forward to it. Pretty happy with the color. Bark's looking really thick too. Doesn't come off when you rub on it. So I'm probably gonna go ahead and just wrap it. Then I'll let it get super tender as it cooks off in the butcher paper. Let's go do it. All right, we're at the 5 hour mark. I would like to check this. Hopefully it's pretty close. I hate poking through the butcher paper too. Ooh, look at that. Hopefully that means it's keeping it kind of braising in there. All right, let's see where we're at temp-wise. So, you see that? Barely. Shit, here it is. So 187. It's got a ways to go. Ooh, it is juicing out of that hole right there though. And give it a little poke. I think I'm gonna let it go for another hour. And after 1 more hour, I'm not even gonna check it again. I'll pull it out, set that thing on the countertop, wrap it up in some towels, probably for an hour. And after an hour, get the side in the oven, and we're gonna just check it, see how it turns out. It's the first one I've ever done. It's nothing too complicated, but it did go faster when I first started it. It went a lot faster at 275. I think cooking on a gravity smoker like this compared to a pellet smoker, compared to an offset smoker, you have a lot of learning to do on different stuff. So this 240 range right now where it's been sitting is pretty good, and I think that's gonna be just right in about another hour. So we'll check it again. Pretty spot on with the timing. It's right at the 6 hour mark. Whoop. And 198-ish there. Go to the thinner side here and poke it. We're looking at 200 there, so that's good. And it's poking like, I mean, there's no resistance going in there. It's gonna be pretty good. I'll let that rest for about 30 minutes or so. Got these at the same place I got the meat at. This is some au gratin potatoes, like cheesy potatoes with cornflakes on top. Saved me the time and prep to do anything with it. So let that rest, get that in, and it's ready to go. First ever short rib that cooked exactly 6 hours too, so that's pretty cool. I think making that adjustment from 275 down to 240 and kind of rearranging it in the chamber helped quite a bit. So we're going to take a peek at this, pull it out, and probably going to cut into that thick one that I'm going to eat. See how it turned out. It's got that jiggle, you know what I'm saying? Oh wow. If you never cooked one before too, be prepared because it really shrinks. Put this over here. Look at this guy, I think you're gonna get some. Get away. All right, so there it is. Probably pull that bone right, yep. That bone wants to come right out. I gotta leave it in there for dramatic effect. All right, see what this looks like. Woo, baby. Obviously falling off the bone. See if I get a close up here. See, that is pretty juicy. I'll take that. So, rubbed it down, did 275 for the first 2 hours. It really shot up to that internal temperature was 144, I think, in the first 2 hours. So I figured it was time to get it pulled off there. And change temperature. Bumped it back down 240, let it go. And all that stuff on bottom there is just falling apart too. So let's take a little chunk off the side and see how it turned out. See how this end cap here is. That tasted just like a freaking burnt ham. That was awesome. Make my mouth water. But that's how you know they're right, cooked right, when the bone's gonna fall out. Whoop, it's hot. Whoop. So the bones slide right out. Can't argue with that. So I'm pretty pumped. I'm pretty sure the family's gonna be pumped. So we're gonna get these plated up, get dinner served, and if you like what you see, like, subscribe, share, and get that juicy shit like this, like that, boy. Thanks.